Hello. I have decided to prepare a short, hopefully short lecture on present tenses. The previous one was on past tenses. Actually, it was portion of the test on the past. So today we will focus on present tenses, their use, general rules, and also the difference, the shades of meaning between different tenses, when to use it in order to be grammatically correct. Within present tenses, I mean like present perfect continuous, present simple, and present continuous. I have decided to start in an orthodox way, not with the present simple but present perfect, because the previous grammar was past, and present perfect somehow is connected to the past and present, so present perfect. You know that affirmative question negative form I have finished, or I have what? I have found. Have you finished university would be the question. Negative, he hasn't finished university. Okay, so we use present perfect for actions which happened in the past with the result in the present. So I have finished university. I have probably diploma. So they have fired the forest. You have spilled the coffee all over my suit. So we can see the results. However, the action happened somewhere, somehow in the past, and these aspects, past and present, are connected, but we focus on the results now. Not when the action started. So unstated past time, they have taken the Coursera course, or they have arrived in Spain. We do not know when the actions happened. However, we are focusing what has happened, like breaking news. Oh my God, they have arrived in Spain. The next will be recently completed actions, especially with the adverb just. Probably already is also possible. So, for example, the documentary has just started recently, not so long ago. The next will be for experiences with the ever, never before. For instance, she's never flown before. Okay, so it's personal experience, something that someone has done for the first time and is important because it's new. The next one, some action that began in the past and continue in the present, especially with time expressions like for or since. Zelensky has been the president for 1 year. So for 1 year, we have focus here how long, and we know that he's still the president of Ukraine, so they started in the past and still continue in the present. Mind that here you must use, or you must avoid something which is called action verb or action verbs, because have been the president for 1 year. Be is a stative verb which is not commonly used in continuous, and if you have some kind of a verb which is which represents the action, it is better to use present perfect continuous because it can be used in continuous. For those verbs that cannot be used in continuous aspect, you use present perfect. Have I missed anything? Okay, so emphasis on number, one more. Emphasis on number referring to a period of time that has not finished yet. For example, there have been lots of infected people these months. So lots of infected people. We can use here the exact number or just refer to some amounts of people. So how many people? Lots of people. There have been these like probably March, April, May. So these months are not finished. So the time period continuous, and there have been lots of infected. How many you can answer this question? You can monitor the situation every day and stay informed. Okay, so common rules, I have finished with them. How not to mistaken, for example, present perfect and past simple. Let's focus on this. So I will give you some examples. The first one is he did a lot in his life. He did a lot in his life. The second will be he's done a lot in his life. So the first sentence refers or actually focuses on action which cannot be repeated. Why? Because probably the person is dead. So he did a lot in his life. It means that he cannot do anything more because it's over. The meaning of the second sentence, he's done a lot in his life, means that he's alive and so far he's done lots of good deeds. So he can do more. He's done lots of something in his life. So the first for dead people, the second for people who are still living and who can achieve more. Or another example, or other examples, there are two of them. He wrote 50 novels. So probably we speak about the person who is dead or the person who doesn't write anymore. Comparing to the next, he has written 50 novels so far, we can add. So it means that we're talking about the writer who is alive. So he's still working, he's still a prolific writer, he's writing, he's producing, and he is alive. Okay, here we have finished with the present perfect. If you have any questions, remarks, let me know in the comments below. The next will be present perfect continuous. Okay, nearly the same as present perfect. We have the same time expressions, but the emphasis is different. So we focus here on the duration of an action. So in action, which kind of action? Action began in the past, with probable result in the present. Mind here that we can use here only verbs which are not stative. How are they called? Action verbs, yeah? So not stative verbs in present perfect continuous. Remember that and do not make mistakes. Example, I have been waiting for a whole hour. Probably I'm angry now that I have wasted my time on waiting. So I have been waiting for a whole hour. For a whole hour, oh my God, how long? 60 minutes. I could have done something more important than waiting for someone or for something. So started in the past, emphasis on the duration of an action for a whole hour, and probable result in the present. It can be mentioned or it can be avoided. So eliminated. You can understand that the person might be angry. Okay, another function, incomplete action that lasted for a while. Incomplete action, not finished action that lasted for some time. I have been reading this book. It means that I haven't finished it yet and I have spent some time reading it and focusing on understanding or I don't know, interpreting what it is about. Compare this sentence versus the next one. I read this book last month. So it means last month I read this book, I have completed it. And one more example. So you compare present perfect continuous. I have been reading this book versus I was reading this book every second month. Every second month. This means that the action lasted for some time. However, it is completed now. Or another, I have read this book. Present perfect versus I have been reading this book. I have read this book. We have complete result. We have like finished action. I have been reading this book in complete action that lasted for some time. Can be mentioned or cannot be. Well, the next one is present continuous. We know that we usually use it with time expressions like now at the moment. So the function is for actions that are happening now, at the moment of speaking. For instance, you're eating too fast. The person might notice someone eating too fast. He or she might want to give some advice. So you're eating now at the moment too fast. I noticed that, and I let you know that I'm worried, or I would like you not to eat too fast. Either it's irritating me or not. So now you're eating too fast. I see and I say. The next is for temporary action. Due to some circumstances, life circumstances, temporary, you know what it means. Circumstance, something happened and temporarily you have to do something else, or you have changed the routine. Example, I'm staying with my parents at the moment. So the moment can last some time, like month, half a year, 10 years, until I find something else. At the moment I'm leaving, I'm staying with my parents. This means that probably in the future I would like to change the situation, but now I have to I have to leave, I have to stay because I cannot change it. But I would like it to be changed one day. So you feel the situation must change sooner or later. The next one. Changing developing situation. The air condition is getting worse and worse. So the situation is shifting from bad to the worst, probably. The air condition in the city is getting worse and worse. Another one, for annoying habits with always, adverb always. Example, you're always breaking the rules. It's unfair, someone might say. Or compare, please. Versus, you don't forget that we use always for present simple in the sentence like I always break rules. So it means every time or all the time. I cannot blame myself. It's my second nature. So it happens that I always break these rules. If the situation irritates someone, not personally you or someone, you use the continuous aspect. For example, I'm always, you are always breaking the rules. So do not forget about that. Okay, what else? So statives. You know that there are some stative verbs, like verbs of what? Conceptual verbs like agree, believe, disagree, doubt, expect, forget, imagine, know, notice, realize, remember, understand, suppose, things. Some statives which express our liking or disliking, like love, like hate, need, prefer, wish, want. Something that can be perceived, hear, see, smell, taste, watch, observe, notice. Appear, look, resemble, seem, sound. In some others, like be, belong, exist, owe, way, come from, have, etc. Mind that in modern grammar, it wasn't the same like 20 years ago, but in modern grammar you can say both I feel sick and I'm feeling sick without changing meaning. However, beware of statives, because in continuous aspect they are not used commonly. If they're used, they have a different shade of meaning. Probably you have read, you have studied that in school grammar. And finally, present simple. So present simple, you know that it's used for permanent situation, some state. For instance, you're a student, so this is your occupation for now. But for now, it's permanent. It's the state. The next one is it's used for repeated habits, situations. I use my mobile phone every day. It's a habit. It's repeated. For general truth, water boils at 100 degrees Celsius. And when we tell stories or give a film, either a film or book review, our hero goes off to search for the treasure, which he eventually finds, and so on and so forth. So if you want to retell the book or film, commonly if you want to be grammatically correct, you use the present simple. And one more for scheduled meetings and timetables. For example, we have exams in June, so is the timetable. It has been set, like the date. Not the date, but the day. Yeah. Well, let's finish for now. Again, if you have any questions or commentaries, let me know in the comments below. Bye-bye.